Mario.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And you're listening to Watch Out for Fireballs. It is a Games Club podcast.
And this week we are talking about Super Mario 64, which is a 3D platformer developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64 in 1996.
Yeah, and this episode, two things are special about it. It's this month's premium episode, which means everybody's going to get the generalities. Patrons will get the full thing. And this was executive produced by Abe. Thank you, Abe.
Yeah. Executive produced a bunch of episodes, and
always interesting episodes too. Oddballs.
Mm-hmm. And getting us off our ass to talk about this incredibly important game.
Yeah. Throwing this out there in the beginning and stuff. I don't think either of us are as warm on this as the internet is.
Nope.
So it's going to kind of be an ocarina.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, while recognizing, like that game, that this is important.
Yes.
Here, if that's going to raise your blood pressure, just know going into it.
Yeah.
Call your doctor now and have them on standby.
Yeah, and understand that they were inventing this. What they did has a high degree of difficulty. Also, the way you play it now, you encounter some problems and things that, may have been obscured by the novelty at the time and then blurred by nostalgia. So we're talking about playing this in, today's day and time with today's kind of mores. Yeah.
In a way that is specific to this challenge, that makes this age in a way that previous games doesn't. Like, for me, I feel the age of this more than I feel the age of Super Mario Brothers 1, even though that was also doing incredibly innovative things. Yeah. Something about a 3D game, adding this extra dimension just adds a lot of places for friction. To it. And trying not to, I never want to turn every episode we do on a 3D platformer into like a rant about the genre, with it. Like, there are things that are endemic to the genre that started here, that started the genre. But even aside from that, there are things that kind of made this not Death March or anything, but just not, for me, not fun all the way through.
That's the thing, right? Yeah. Like, by the time you get about halfway through this, it stops being delightful.
I love the first third of Mario 64.
Oh my God.
And I kind of always have.
Levels? Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of always have loved the first third of it. And then I'm like, I don't remember the last, half or so very well. And it's because it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
To me, I don't like playing it very much.
Just point a gun at somebody and say, describe Rainbow Ride to me right fucking now.
Yeah, right now. Draw a map of that. So in this, you play as Mario, the Italian man, and you go to Princess Toadstool's castle because you want some cake, and not a euphemism.
Yeah.
And instead, the castle and the castle's inhabitants have been imprisoned by Bowser.
I love just in the localization how many times Bowser is just remarked upon, like, they're in the walls, Mario.
Yeah, he's it does seem. It has like a creepypasta angle to it.
Yeah.
I love the cake thing too, because it sounds like a trap. For all the world, it sounds like Princess Peach is setting a trap for you.
Like, I've played Super Mario RPG. I know what cakes can do in this world.
Yeah.
They can become very irritating bosses. Yeah. Yeah. So you've got to explore the many worlds contained inside the castle, searching out for these power stars so you can depower Bowser and reach him in order to defeat him and rescue your friends and get some cake. Not a euphemism.
This is not a euphemism, as far as we know. This is the first fully 3D polygonal Mario game. So incredibly important.
Yeah.
This game basically invented 3D platformers.
Yes.
Not quite. There are things that were developed at the same time. We covered Jumping Flash before. This game gets credit for and deserves most of IMO making a camera and a 3D platformer work.
Yes.
It's that can be overstated. Sometimes I think that there's a temptation among retro game enthusiasts to kind of assume that without this game, none of this stuff would have happened, which I think is madness. Like, of course it would have.
Yeah.
But they're still, you get kudos for figuring it out first.
Yeah.
And somebody in the Slack put it like making sure every 3D platformer wasn't like Bubsy 3D.
That's important. It's incredibly important, actually. Like playing this, it does feel like an awkward toddler phase, for the genre. But like Nintendo's contribution here, I think, was fast forwarding us through needing to experience more Bubsy 3Ds.
About a year of it, I bet.
Yeah, I think it advanced it advanced everything beyond the intolerable, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
About a year.
Yeah.
Like I feel like between, your Jumping Flashes and your rudimentary version of this and your Mega Man Legends and such, we would have gotten there.
Yes.
But probably about a year later.
Yeah. I spend a little bit of time in the development section of the notes here talking about Croc Legend of the Gobos, right?
Yeah.
Like things probably would have looked like that for a while, right?
Yeah. The Mario's movement is a really big innovation here as well.
Yeah.
His movement, he doesn't just move the same way he always has, but in 3D, he can do a bunch of stuff. And that is because the N64 has never more stuff than this. This is the most expressive Mario's movement has ever been and ever will be. Yeah. You can do a lot of stuff with like Cappy in Mario, what's its head? Mario Odyssey. But you have a greater number of moves. Because they were excited about all the buttons.
It's so many buttons and moves that modify other moves and all these weird little edge cases that are put in. I played this for the show on the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, which was a mistake. I should have played this on an emulator with save states. But I was just like, okay, I'm going to play this so I can play it in bed on the Switch, right? And I went on. I was like, all right, so let me fire up Super Mario Sunshine because that is the 3D Mario that I played the least. And I was like, let me just do like the opening bit of that just to see where they went immediately after this. And the fact that you don't have the crouch in that, and therefore that takes away like a whole axis of movement,
like slides, like sliding. In the way that it can modify jumps and such. It's do you not have Switch Online? Do you not have the emulators?
Oh yeah, I have Switch Online. I just didn't want to play the low res blurry version of it on Switch Online. Yeah.
Gotcha. This is as expressive as it can be, largely for good, other than the C buttons. These control the camera in this because they were worried about an audience understanding a camera, they give it to a character.
Yes.
So Lakitu moving a camera around in really large digital increments.
Yes. Large digital increments that sometimes max out in places. So like
sometimes all the time. Like half the time.
Yeah. So I'm just it's not always, but just like, okay, I want to look over in that direction. So let me just tap, 3 taps to do a full rotation, and then it just stops. And it's like, nope, to look over there, you have to go back the other way around.
He just can't do it. Or you can move into free look, but you can't move during that. This is for me, the primary friction.
Yes.
In this.
Lakitu is the most meaningful enemy in this game.
Yes. I would choke him. Apparently there are mods for emulators of this that give you a free camera. I have not played that. I imagine that making a big difference.
Yes. Yeah. I imagine it making such a big difference that like my commentary on the game itself would not be representative of a version that anybody played.
Yes. Yeah. It's make a huge, absolutely huge difference.
Yeah.
The other big kind of innovation here is the analog stick. Mario's movement speed is controlled by that. How far you push the analog stick. This is how you control walking and running rather than modifying with a button press.
Yes. And then you have the trigger, making it so that you can crouch and not only do a crawl, but also like do a ground pound when you're in the air. Jumping from a crouch gives you a backflip. Crouching while running puts you into a slide, and then you do a long jump, and figuring out how to do that with a minimal run up is hugely important.
What's kind of cool about Mario's moveset in this is how much of it is not useful. Crouching and crawling around is just like a grace animation.
Yes.
You know, I didn't really use this at all. It was just a thing Mario could do. And it's kind of cute to do it. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, you also have advanced maneuvers you can do, like double and triple jumping, kicking off walls, which is like a skill-based kind of thing that is required for a bunch of stars. And then doing super high jumps. If you change direction while running, you do this kind of side jump things. On top of punching, you punch. This is Mario doesn't punch, but he does here. He walks up to turtles and like kicks him, punches him in the nose.
He's fucking stomping.
He's not stomping turd. He's like punching a turtle.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Punching a turtle, well, that's a mandatory drug test right there.
Yeah, break your knuckles. You know, but you get to punch a Goomba in the face. What do they feel like? You know, he's never felt them before. He's always just jumped on them. That's his shoes. If they're like chestnuts, they probably feel all gooey and gross like a chestnut, like soft, derogatory. You know?
Yeah. Oh man. You get the punch, and then you get like if you attack in a run, you do a dive, which is the way that I died to most of the bosses, was trying to attack accidentally. Like you need to like stop moving and then attack, because if you attack while moving, Mario will just do a second base slide right off of the platform.
Face first. Yeah. He just dives or right into the hurt box of the enemy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And combining all of these makes moving Mario around very expressive. I love that there is audio feedback for all of these, like the sound that is associated with all of them. Mostly Mario's little booping around, you know? Yeah. And this expressiveness runs up against some limitations in the level design.
Exactly this. So like when people who love Mario 64 still, I think the thing that they're loving, and I don't want to speak for necessarily anybody. I'm not trying to patronize anybody. Yeah. But to me, the thing that I most understand that they could be loving is how much of a joy it is just to move Mario around.
Yes.
Because it has never been more joyful. It feels really good to move Mario around in this.
And then you have to move him on a surface.
Then you have to move him on a surface. And you have, the thing you're talking about with accidentally diving into things. This is a big game for accidentally doing things. Metal Gear Solid 2 style. If my character is doing things on accident that I would never do on accident, that's always a little bit frustrating to me.
Yeah.
The bigger thing, though, where I think this game kind of isn't there is level design.
Yeah.
The levels at this level of fidelity, everything is so abstract as to just kind of be an open-ended obstacle course.
Yeah.
For things like nothing makes sense in terms of what it is and where it's at in this. And the level design oftentimes will put you at an odd camera angle to do a platforming section that makes, for me, and this is, I played this game all the way through twice now, in addition to like playing the first third of it a bunch of times, is difficult.
Yeah.
I cannot get the precision, even though my movement of Mario has never been better. My verb set has never been felt better or been better. The precision of it, combined with what the camera angle that I'm facing these kind of challenges, leads to a lot of falling in lava and getting into the lava cycle.
Yeah.
Of Mario for me. And it's frustrating. Eventually with 3D Marios, they stopped being in love with pits you fall down and have to start climbing up the thing again.
Yeah, and that is the huge innovation of Mario Galaxy, right? Like,
yes.
You are on these little levelets represented by the planets. There's only so far you can fall back on a lot of those.
Yes.
This is, to me, the least fun when you are in a big open space that is kind of pretending to be any kind of place. Weirdly, where I have the most fun with this is where it's the most like Super Mario 3D Land or world, in the Bowser levels, right? Where it is like abstract, like it is designed specifically around Mario's capabilities, as opposed to kind of relying on you to interpret the space and the way that it relates to the enemies and Mario's movements inside of it, and also figuring out how to get your camera around it, right?
Yeah. For me, the least fun this is when the level is based around climbing a central structure, which is most of them.
All of them.
And failing a jump just means going down to the bottom of the structure and starting again.
That fucking snowman, Gary.
Yeah. Like this game is in love with pits.
Yeah.
Some bottomless, some not. But the innovation of Mario Galaxy and then later the 3D World and Land games of just being like, no, there's ground. Like the pits are going to be intentionally placed.
Yes.
For the platforming challenge, it's not just going to be part of the water that you might have to start over this climb.
Yeah.
That is the difference for me when I talk about the level design not being something I like very much.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, they really should have changed the threshold at which Mario will slide backward on his belly. It needs much more tuning. God damn, is that infuriating.
If you walk up anything and stop for a second, you do start sliding back down.
Yeah.
And Mario sounds like he's having fun during this. But it's just it's frustrating because I didn't mean to do that.
It's the least fun I'm having.
He's laughing at me. Another thing that I find disappointing in this game is there are not power-ups in this the same way.
Right.
I love the iconic power-ups of Mario. I even love the way they do them in the later 3D games where it's not something you just get to hold on to. It's something that is for a set piece.
Yes.
I'm down with that. No longer do we have a super mushroom. Mario is always the same height. He has hit points now. These get regained through health refills, breathing, and coins.
Yeah. And maybe sometimes taking a little bath.
Yeah, a little bath. Take a little bath will do it. Hit points, it is entirely arbitrary how much damage anything is going to do to you. In this, like, I know that there are values for it, but you can't read them in advance.
Yeah.
So if you have half health and you going up against something, I do not know whether this is going to do half my health and kill me or not. It's a really weirdly kind of analog system.
Yes. Also, something that feels ridiculous going into it, going back to this, is Mario. In no world should Mario have fall damage.
No. And it's a big deal in this because you fall all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very weird fit, and it bumps up against like weird kind of esoteric edge cases, like Mario losing his hat. In some levels, there are just specific ways where Mario can lose his hat, and it's a load-bearing hat. Like it doubles the damage that he takes. It feels like, and you have to do weird special stuff. You have to do weird special things to recover it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just to head off anyone saying, we know that you can mitigate fall damage by doing ground pounds and stuff
at the last moment
time. Yeah. That is a skill-based thing that the game doesn't teach you. It's cool that you can do it.
Yes.
I don't think the game would have been too easy without fall damage, period.
Yes.
Since you're already being punished by having to do it again.
Yeah.
We talked about your life bar being your oxygen meter when you're swimming as well. You can no longer swim forever. You either have to collect coins, air bubbles, or go back up for air to get your health back.
Yeah.
And then there are hats. These hats bum me out. One of them I like. The other two I think can kick rocks.
Yeah.
There are three caps: the metal cap, the wing cap, and the vanish cap. We'll talk about those when we get to them. What they're useful for, but they are rare, really rare.
Extremely.
In this.
Yeah.
Like they're positioned for specific star goals. To do them, you do them within the specific area they're there. Two of them don't really change your verb set very much.
No.
I find these disappointing.
Yeah.
A new power up is a cool thing in a Mario game.
Yes.
Like when you play a new Mario game, seeing what kind of new shit Mario can turn into. Yeah. And what that will do is one of the joys of the series, I think.
It can define the game, right?
Yeah.
Like people know the bee Mario game, people know the cat Mario game, people know the
elephant Mario game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here to just have it be these hats that don't like they don't play with anything else. When there is when there is a cap, you're going to be doing just the thing related to that cap.
There's no difference between a wing cap or going into a level where they just put you into a specific instance.
Yes.
It feels the same as the racing sections.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah. There's another kind of power up that you need to learn how to use, which is Koopa shells. I think there are only 4 Koopas in the game.
Yeah.
They
know each other.
Yeah.
It's a family.
Yeah. But you do get these from item blocks sometimes, and Mario will kind of surf on these. It'll get you over hostile surfaces, stuff that'll damage you and make you kind of invincible while you're doing it as well.
Yeah. Yep. You have limited lives again. Here, when you continue, you respawn outside the castle with 5 lives. This undoes any progress made within a level.
Yes.
So if a level has a checkpoint or something like that, which doesn't happen very often, you won't have that anymore. Yeah. This rarely comes up. It would have been better just not to have lives. They eventually learned this lesson. It just takes them many console generations.
Yes. About 2 decades it took them to get there.
Yeah.
The structure of the game is novel. And everybody pulled from this. The idea that the castle is this hub world that you navigate with the same moveset as everywhere else. And it has portals that will take you to the individual courses. Oftentimes paintings, but there are some fun little gimmicks around that as well. Different things you can jump into with a cool little surface deformation, kind of rippling
secrets.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah. And each of these worlds has a number of stars to unlock. Mm-hmm. The first one, it will tell you always get kind of this oblique hint as to what it is on the first thing, and they will unlock sequentially, even though you can find them by pushing at the edges of the space and exploring.
Yes.
You can get them out of order. Something that is obnoxious, that I don't blame them for not figuring this out. Mm-hmm. Later games that would have this structure would allow you to get multiple stars on a run.
Yep.
No longer. Not in this one. So you do watch, you get kicked out of the painting. Mm-hmm. Each time, and you watch all those attendant loading screens and save prompts and stuff. And
the number of times where the first star is get to the top of this structure and kill the thing on top of it, and the second star is just get to the top of the structure again.
Yeah, it's just slightly different. Maybe you have to do it fast, maybe you just have to do it and collect some things, but just do it. This leads to times and levels where you have a choice between getting 2 stars. You are not incentivized to grab a star on the way to anything.
Yeah.
Because I've already made the progress on the way to it. Doing that will kick me out now to start over. Mm-hmm. You kind of want to have your end goal in mind going into it, but you don't know the end goals before you go into it. Yeah. So it can be a little bit mildly frustrating. It's not a huge deal because it's also fun just to kind of explore and dick around and find this stuff, but it can be a little bit irritating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's frustrating because they have the capacity to let you stay in the level. Mm-hmm. There's stars you get for 100 coins, and that one lets you stay in the level.
Yep.
The other ones don't.
Nope.
You get kicked out.
Yeah. So there are 15 full levels in this game. I think not counting the Bowser stages. And these are wide open. They're mostly nonlinear, and there's kind of no far end. There's no flagpole you have to hit at the end where it ends everything. Each level has a gimmick that introduces some kind of new obstacle or twist. Some of these are kind of repeated. There are several underwater levels. There are 2 ice levels, things like that.
Yes. And this is also how they kind of do the general world progress.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain number of these stars you've gotten to enter into new floors and new sets of levels.
Yes.
So it's nonlinear. You can go into the first set of levels in any order. You have to do a certain amount of them to go into the next set of levels. Mm-hmm. You only need a certain number of levels to beat the game, but there are more that you need.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, you go through these kind of puzzles, these kind of setups for different stars. When you enter, you get the one line oblique hint. Mm-hmm. Some of these are really cool. They're puzzles or specific obstacle courses. Some of them are collecting coins. Mm-hmm. Not fun. I'd rather die. I don't do that.
No. I just I see that and I'm like, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Life's too short for that.
Yes. I'm not going to hunt down red coins. That is that is irritating to me. I don't want to play this game with a checklist.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, the puzzles are good. Like I enjoy those when they make you engage with the space in an interesting way, or like even the name kind of tells you a technique that you maybe didn't figure out or is not directly tutorialized. The hint system is kind of neat. This is a heavily tutorialized game. You're always reading signs. They put signs that repeat information for you, just in case it's the first place you found it.
Lakito also stops and tells you stuff a lot.
Yes.
Which I don't think cameramen are supposed to do.
No, I think cameramen are supposed to just document. They're not supposed to influence.
Yeah.
Yep.
The levels contain obstacles, monsters. There are also friendly monsters, of course, bosses and some of them. And at 3 points of the game, you go to a Bowser level. As you mentioned, these are abstract platforming kind of obstacle courses. These are cool, even though they have lava. I hate lava in this game. I hate the way it works. I don't want it to be instant death. I don't want it to be instant death like it always has been. But in Mario 64, when Mario touches lava, he jumps up in the air like a cartoon, grabbing his butt that's on fire, and then lands. You can steer him during this. You never quite lose control. But when he lands, he runs around uncontrollably. And I hate this. It does a thing where it is very easy to chain lava. Get in lava, land in more lava, and then just die. It's a thing that I never like in a video game where like one hit just leads to another. As a thing. And I'm looking at my Switch and I'm like, fucking grow up, dude. Lava sucks. I understand this. You're constantly getting crushed by thwomps. And shit. Like all this stuff is happening to you. You can't tank this. Mario, I've watched you. You look drowning in the face, and you're like, "This is fine. Give me some money." You can't handle a little bit of lava.
Come on, man!
Absolutely skill issue shit. It bums me out so much. And they eventually stopped this as well.
Yes,
but I hate it. It's one of my biggest gaming pet peeves. I fucking hate it.
So the lava bouncing, just kind of bouncing around, that is irritating as well. But that is his general reaction to fire at all.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
And whenever they want to spice up a platforming segment, they will just put this special little thing, which is a black orb that just off-gasses little flame motes. And suddenly it is a platform that you can't stand on for too long, because suddenly Mario will get lit on fire, grab his ass, and just scramble and fall either to his death or Jesus. He'll run off the platform either to your death, preferably, or just taking you back to the beginning of the level, so you have to go and do it all over again. It's really I don't like it how that can just be suddenly here's a fire platform, go.
It sucks because otherwise the Bowser levels are good. They just happen to be the biggest preponderance of lava. When you fight Bowser, the fights are all basically the same as you go. And one of the kind of grace things about this game is that you only need 70 stars to complete it. There are 120. So if you don't want to do I barely did the lava world in this. I just got there and was like, I don't need these stars. I'm not going to do all of them. Fuck this. If you get all of the stars, you get to go up to the top of the castle and you get to see a Yoshi model that they wanted to include, because at some point there's going to be a Yoshi. In this.
Which is a fine gift. I was fine seeing the screenshot of it in EGM. Okay, now I don't have to go get all those stars. Neat.
Yeah, I've seen a 3D Yoshi.
Picture, if you will. Is there anything else mechanically about this that we want to hit? There are going to be times where we talk about particular level design hangups and stuff, but
it's worth underlining just to head off. Super fans of this, that expressive movement allows for a lot of different approaches to these levels. So I'm expecting people who are like, oh, you don't actually have to do the thing that you did. You can do a wall kick and then a backflip and a side flip and skip that whole section. It's really cool that the level design allows for that. And I can understand people being like, how can you call this level design bad when it does this thing that you value, which is multiple approaches? It is, you have to be more skilled at it than I am. You know, and if that makes anybody mad, if they're like, oh, you know, you guys are, you know, doing bad game, sad game or whatever, you know, you don't like this because you're bad at it.
Yeah, sad cause bad. You're mad cause bad. Yeah.
Yeah. If that's your perspective on it, that's fine. I was never drawn into this enough to master it. And I don't play Mario games for that.
Yeah.
If that makes me an outlier, that's fine.
Yeah. Also, like, where I run into problems is like the game is communicating through the language of level design, like, hey, go this way. Like, that path should be fun to navigate on itself, on its own, and all of the cool little tricks and skips and stuff oughtn't, let's say, be necessary in order to have a good time with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see the kind of how the level design might shine, you know, with it. So like us saying that we didn't get this thing where we're doing complicated sets of jumps to bypass things we didn't like doesn't mean that we don't know it's possible.
Yes. Yeah. Just like we know they were inventing the wheel and we shouldn't expect it to be, you know, you can't be mad that the Wright brothers didn't have Wi-Fi on the planes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So aesthetically, you know, at the time, nothing looked like this. It's really crazy, good looking. Now it looks a little bit dated, but it doesn't matter. Like it's not hard to look at. It's not ugly. We're not in full Dorito mode or anything like that.
It's nice and colorful. And like there are the N64 blurry texture problems and stuff is just a little bit too abstract, especially for what it's kind of vaguely gesturing towards. But like enemy design continues to be good. It's fun to see 3D versions of these classic enemies. I dig it. It's the play that is aged badly.
Yeah. Music and sound wise, this has the N64 sound font. So you can choose, you know, your aesthetic preferences that will vary. I like the compositions of this. This is Mario tipping from ragtime into big band fully. You know, as a thing, and it's a weirdly good match. Almost all the songs in this are huge earworms. The underwater theme is one of my favorite underwater themes.
Oh, it's wonderful.
It's really, really good. Like sound wise, I love this. And then having the sound design, having the Mario barks. This isn't the first time Charles Martinet voiced Mario, but this is the thing that kind of attached him to it.
It's the first. It's the first time you heard Charles Martinet.
Yes.
Statistically, yeah.
And this is having those little barks along with things. It's fun to contrast it with Ocarina of Time, where I get annoyed at Link's little grunts, but I will listen to Mario just kind of make vaguely Italian, you know, noises like all day. And I'm like, that guy's having so much fucking fun.
Yeah.
You know, it is charming.
Yeah. If I could do that, I'd make those noises too. Yeah. Two things about the music that I don't know if you've come across, Gary. Have you come across people who do covers of songs in the Mario 64 sound font? Oh, it's wonderful. I love it.
Yeah, it's neat.
Yeah. The second thing is I think it was after the Nintendo Mega Leak, where all of the files for the sound font were released in an uncompressed form. So like people have reconstructed the sounds without that fuzziness, without the compression, and it sounds uncanny. I actually don't like it very much.
No, it's like I want the fuzz. I like the tape fuzz or the CRT fuzz. Like old things should be played on old equipment.
The limitations of a medium will be the thing that comes to define it. Yeah.
Earlier today, I was listening to the Balatro theme on the Mario 64 sound font. So
I love it. So let's talk about development. The idea for a 3D Mario began during the development of Star Fox. And it kind of grew as a result of Nintendo's relationship with the studio you probably don't remember, called Argonaut, which ties the development of Super Mario 64 to Croc, Legend of the Gobos.
Yeah, there are no Gobos in this game, in case it sucks.
They're MIPS, but not Gobos.
Yeah, I would love to see the Gobos. Argonaut was a studio that made some graphically impressive early 3D games for microcomputers in the 80s. Nintendo, you could argue that they poached one of their star developers. This guy's name, Giles Goddard, and worked in concert with him to make Star Fox.
Yes.
Which outstripped the capabilities of the SNES and resulted in the creation of the Super FX chip, which allowed smooth 3D on that system.
Yes. The Super FX chip, the fun thing about that is just the developers eventually said, like, yeah, no, the Super Nintendo is just a container for the Super FX chip at this point. Yeah. Which is fun. So being able to develop a 3D game, even as crude as Star Fox was, got Miyamoto thinking, yeah, 3D Mario, let's see if this is possible. And it was possible on the SNES. The kind of the earliest ideas for this, it was themed around like a world of miniatures, which would have been fun. But it wasn't the power of the system that stopped them from doing it. It was because the controller was limited. Like moving Mario around with the SNES controller would have sucked.
Yeah, it's digital, you know, and 3D is more analog.
Yeah.
The Super FX chip was used to make a 3D talking Mario head for trade shows in 1993. And the rumor that there was going to be a 3D Mario for SNES, that was going to be called Super Mario FX.
Yeah.
But that was actually the code for the chip itself.
Yes. Weird code name for a chip.
Super weird. The chip is also named Mario.
Yeah.
Like, hey, guys, start naming things different things.
Please. So Star Fox was a success. Argonaut thought that they were going to be in this long, fruitful relationship with Nintendo. Sony thought the same thing. And they pitched a 3D platforming and racing game starring Yoshi. And Nintendo rejected this about the same time that they canceled Star Fox 2, and this ended the relationship.
Yeah. I want to do Star Fox 2 for the show at some point.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Star Fox 2 is really interesting. And now that you can just play it.
Yeah.
This Yoshi pitch eventually became Croc Legend of the Gobos. And Argonaut's founder, Jez San, goes back and forth on whether or not he thinks Super Mario 64 took his ideas for this.
Kind of depends on the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But some of this kind of lends support, this idea that Nintendo formed this full cloth out of their head with nothing to build it on. That's not true.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah. The other, I'm going to say this. I see people talk about saying Nintendo invented the analog stick as well, which drives me fucking crazy. That's been around forever.
Yeah.
Having the idea to put on a controller, that's laudable. That's cool, but invented it. Fucking A.
No, it was like camera controls, like on switchboards and stuff. Yeah.
Well, switchboards, flight sticks. On old computers and stuff. Those are analog sticks. Like having the idea to control Mario with it. Yeah. But it's not, you don't have to give Nintendo ground up credit for every single thing that's ever happened.
Right. Yeah.
Retro game community.
It's actually
weird.
I actually think it's super important to highlight that no matter how inspired the creator is, inspired the wrong word, and no matter how monumental the creator is, they are still looking at something. Nintendo did not invent directional input. They invented the D-pad. Those are different things. Yeah,
a creator worth their salt would give credit to that as well, and they do. Like Nintendo is not responsible for this. It's just the fandom.
It's just the hagiography.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's ahistorical. Yeah.
Yeah, but people want to like their stories need a protagonist. Nintendo needs to be the hero of video games, which is a weird impulse.
Super weird.
Mario 64 proper began development in 1994. It is wild that it only took 3 years to make and had a team of 15 to 20 people, led by Shigeru Miyamoto, directing the project.
Yeah, last game he personally directed.
Yes.
With this.
Last full console game he directed. He came back for Super Mario Run. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Development was so stressful, a bunch of programmers quit. It has to be reassigned. Again, there were body counts the entire history of video games.
Yeah. You don't hear that a lot about Nintendo, but it's important. Even when it links out, like working at Nintendo still could have sucked. The Japanese development environment, professional environment, it grinds through people.
Yeah.
As does the American one. It's not
all
special
bad.
just because it's somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all bad. The earliest plans for this game were to make an isometric platformer with shorter courses similar to the Bowser levels that we got in the final version. This was scrapped and expanded. And a great deal of time was spent working on the 3D camera system and in concert with making Mario fun to move around. These things were done first before levels were designed.
Yes. That's clear.
They were inventing, very, very much so. They were inventing this as they went along, kind of figuring out how to solve things like depth of field.
Depth perception. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Through this. It was also developed alongside Ocarina of Time. And there's a lot of cross-pollination there. There are puzzles that are planned for Ocarina of Time that are pulled for this, and presumably vice versa.
Yes.
It probably also borrowed from this.
Yeah. It was just an accident, and also the relative complexities of the projects. Why Ocarina of Time came out 2 years later. They're on the same engine and stuff, which is why both of those games are so eminently breakable. Which we'll talk about that scene here in a minute. Here, the imagined scope for this was much larger. Miyamoto wanted 40 levels instead of just the 15. It was shown at Space World in 1995 with 32 levels promised, but this was pared back to 15. Also, they had to cut out the co-op multiplayer, which, just it was going to be a split screen. They pulled that out just because of technical reasons. Nintendo deciding to accommodate the team and let them kind of expand this and also make it as polished as it is one of the best decisions they ever made, because it was the Super Mario 64 development process that caused the N64's launch to be pushed back from the holiday of 1995 to the summer of 1996. An N64 that launches without Mario 64, that is completely different history of video games, I think.
Yeah. Would have been a big problem.
Yeah.
It's the Nintendo 64 grand total library has a lot of low cards in it.
Yeah.
People remember very fondly, I think, for these standout titles, quite rightly. So this is the first, as we mentioned, first mainline Mario game where Mario is fully voiced. Not fully voiced. Hello, I'm Mario. Hello, Mario. Early in development, Nintendo just used stock clips of Mel Blanc, the voice actor for Bugs Bunny. But Charles Martinet had done Mario at trade shows since 1991 and was featured in the CD versions of Mario Teaches Typing. But you had not heard that before because you probably didn't play Mario Teaches Typing.
Nope.
Or go to trade shows.
Yeah. I didn't know this. Princess Toadstool, voiced by the game's localizer. Leslie Swan, who was a senior editor for Nintendo Power at the time, when they remade this for, I think it was the DS version, something or other.
The DS version.
Yeah. So Princess Peach was voiced by Jen Taylor and has been for a long time. But they brought Leslie Swan back to do the Peach voice there because they didn't want to recast. They wanted to keep the nostalgic feel.
I find it exceedingly weird that Peach speaks in full sentences in this.
Yes.
I know she did with the letters that she wrote previous to this, but since then, most people just do grunts.
Yeah.
In the Mario world, like you say one or two things and then you just get a text box above your head. Peach just being like, I've baked you a cake. Come to eat the cake. Would you like cake? Is strange.
Mario Sunshine. I just keep bringing that up because it was a weird experience. Yeah, or just dipped into it. Fully voiced. Like all of the weird little NPC characters from Delfino, like every character has a full voice except for Mario, who is basically subverbal.
I hate those things.
Yeah.
Those Delfino things.
I hate those guys. Worst. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't abide a Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
For me, the vibes are off. It just doesn't feel good. The game's legacy, very clear. One of the most important games of all time. Mario 64, the way it handled movement and camera control and world design became standard for the genre. And not just, those things, but also kind of goal design. This birthed the Collectathon 3D platformer.
Yeah.
The idea of getting the coins, just putting some things around the level and making the scavenger hunt a major goal started here.
Yeah. And this was even like backported, like the advanced versions, the advanced ports of classic Mario games had red coin hunts built into them.
Yeah.
After the fact.
And have sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's all Super Mario Run is designed around.
Yes. Yeah.
So even early after release, people were incredibly thirsty for secrets about this game, like this coming out around the time that World Wide Web access was getting more, prevalent. I think led to a ton of urban legends and rumors kind of being passed around.
L is real.
What's that?
L is real.
L is real. String of numbers. That fucking plaque. I love that when they recreated that courtyard in Mario Galaxy 2, they kept that texture blurry.
Very cute.
Yeah. And this is kind of spiraled out into a whole creator economy now of people just ripping this game apart. This is one of the most dissected games, up to and including like it's been decompiled into C and then ported to a bunch of stuff. Like there is a version of this you can play on your PS Vita.
Yes. Yeah. Similar to Ocarina of Time, also got torn apart in kind of similar ways to this.
And there are fun videos, explainers about these glitches, beating the game with only pressing the A button 1/2 time. Just a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah. Things like that. Like, and that stuff can be fun.
Yes.
For sure. Some of the rumors around this were confirmed by that Giga leak, specifically having a playable Luigi. And that was meant for co-op, but there was a Luigi during this. Some of that stuff made it into the DS port.
Yes.
Specifically. The direct legacy at Nintendo is this created a line of 3D Marios, similar to Zelda. Yeah. There are now 3D Marios that have kind of design conventions and 2D ones. Yes. And 3D was the absolutely dominant strain for a very long time until New Super Mario Brothers came around in 2009, I think.
2006. It was 10 years.
2006. Wow, shit. Yeah.
So Shigeru Miyamoto immediately tried to do a sequel to this because it was so successful, and also it was going to take advantage of new hardware. It was going to be developed for the everybody had one of these Nintendo 64 disk drive.
Sure.
You didn't have this. It never came out in America. It underperformed in Japan. It got canceled, and that experience caused Miyamoto to stop directing console games. He did come back for Super Mario Run, but he has been kind of a producer and overseer ever since that.
Kind of an ambassador as well.
Yeah.
Like the face of. Like I feel like a lot of his job is that kind of shit. Now, there's another rumor to follow up to this: Super Mario 128 for either the N64 or GameCube. This is shown as like a demo. If you've seen the hundreds of tiny little Marios walking around on a disc.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Ideas for this were taken for Galaxy and for Pikmin.
Yeah. So do we need to explain why it's called Super Mario 64?
No, it's on the Nintendo 64.
It's on the Nintendo 64. Why is it called that? People used to care about the number of bits in a system. People really used to care about it. That was what made a system better than another system, was the marketing around how many bits it was.
Well, it also follows the convention of Super Mario World having doing that. Like we'd had Super before, but that was the system as well before that. It's it just made sense.
Yeah.
At the time, we were wild.
Yeah.
Now that wouldn't make sense. No. That would just be indescribably awkward. The long string of barely better tech specs after Mario.
Intolerable. This game was remade for the Nintendo DS. It added playable characters. You could play as Luigi. You started as Yoshi, which was weird. And you could play as Wario as well. They had slightly different abilities, and they changed and added some of the goals. Did you play this? Have you fucked around?
I've fucked around with it a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't like how it controls.
Oh no, it's terrible. Like controlling it with that weird little thumb pad on the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same, it's like an iOS version of it.
Yeah.
That will never work.
Nope.
Never. Like you can do it kind of on phone games if you're porting like a 16-bit JRPG.
Yeah. But
you can't do it if something requires precision. It just feels bad. Buttons are good.
Buttons are so good.
I hate pounding this fucking drum. Buttons though, like buttons and sticks.
Yeah.
That's what controllers should be.
But buttons are coming back. Buttons are coming back into vogue. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's coming around to my.
If you stand by your principles, eventually everybody's going to come around to you.
The world turns and will come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This also got an enhanced edition for Nintendo 64 DD, which became the basis for the updated version that's in the 2020 Switch compilation, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which is this, Sunshine, and Galaxy 1.
Yeah, not Galaxy 2, which is a fucking crime.
That's right. Yeah, I would get it if I had Galaxy 2, because I don't need to play this and I don't need to play Sunshine, but I would like to have Galaxy 1 and 2 on my Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah. those are games I like much more than this.
Yeah, same.
After Sunshine, the 3D Mario's got good to me.
Uh-huh.
But these first two are kind of biffs a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The beginning's fun. That's going to be it for the generalities of this. If you are hearing this, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Mm-hmm. If you'd like to hear the entire episode, you can go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and give us $5 a month to get the entire shebangle.
Yeah, not just this premium episode, but all of the previous premium episodes. There are so many of them. Getting to hear the full version of those, in addition to whole bonus shows. Tons of content at that $5 level, and even more if you go up to 10.
Yeah, we think it's a good value. Mm-hmm. If you can't do that, please leave us ratings, reviews on Apple Podcasts, Podcast Addict, tell your friends, things like that. That'd be awesome. Join us in thanking our producer, Gwen, and we will see you next week with The Dispatch.
We will.
Bye-bye.